Do you smell that? It's not just the Gotham smog. It's the smell of anticipation. Everyone's been asking, where did he go? Did the world finally swallow him whole? They think silence means defeat. They think the absence of a laugh means the joke is over. But see, that's the problem with you people. You're so obsessed with the no that you forget the next 3 days. That's all that's left on the clock. People. 3 days until the curtain rises and the city remembers why it's afraid of the dark. My comeback isn't just a return, it's a correction. And I've spent my time away sharpening the punchline. You see, if I'm always under your bed, poking my painted face out every single night to give you a little fright, you eventually get used to the smell of the grease paint. You stop checking. You start to think of me as a chore, a routine, a predictable little nuisance that you can manage with a nightlight and a sturdy lock. But if I vanish, oh, people, if I truly disappear into the ether and leave you alone in the deafening silence with nothing but your own boring, polite little thoughts, that is where the real fun begins. You see, the human mind is a funny thing. It hates a vacuum. When I'm not there to be the monster, you start to invent one. These civilized people, you start to see my grin in the shadows of your curtains and hear my laugh in the creak of the floorboards. You do the heavy lifting for me. You wonder what I'm planning, where I'm hiding, and what kind of jagged little surprise I'm cooking up just for you. You let the anxiety, that cold, slithering snake in your stomach, do my job better than I ever could. My time away wasn't a vacation. I wasn't sitting on a beach sipping a drink with an umbrella in it. It was a psychological experiment. I let you breathe. I let you build your little towers of hope and your fragile sense of security. I let you think you were safe, that the nightmare had finally ended, and the sun was staying up for good, just so the realization that you aren't safe hits you like a freight train screaming through the dark. Imagine the peace you thought you'd earned. You walked the streets of Gotham thinking the Joker problem was a closed chapter in a dusty book. You started to trust your neighbors again, didn't you? You stopped looking over your shoulder when you turned the key in your front door. That's the beauty of the absence. It breeds a specific kind of arrogance, a delusion of safety. But while you were playing house and pretending the world was a sane place, I was watching the rot grow. I was the ghost in the machine, the itch you couldn't scratch. By staying away, I became more than just a man in a suit. I became a myth. I became the thing that might be around the corner. People, which is always much more terrifying than the thing that actually is. Every time a siren wailed in the distance or a news report cut to a breaking story, your heart skipped a beat, didn't it? You wondered if it was me. You hoped it wasn't, but a sick little part of you, the part you don't tell your therapist about, was almost disappointed when it turned out to be just another mundane tragedy. This comeback isn't just a return to form. It's the payoff of a long, agonizing setup. I've spent every moment of my silence letting your imagination run wild, letting you paint a picture of me that is far more monstrous than flesh and blood could ever be. You've been living in a house of cards I allowed you to build, and now the 3-day countdown is just the wind picking up. When I finally step back into the light, it won't be the violence that breaks you first. It will be the crushing weight of knowing that all that time you spent feeling safe was just a gift I gave you. A little appetizer of normalcy before the main course of absolute, unadulterated chaos. You're not prepared. You can't be. Because while you were practicing how to live without me, I was perfecting the art of reminding you why you can't. The train is coming, and you're tied to the tracks with a ribbon and a bow. While I've been gone, I've had the luxury of being a spectator, watching from the cheap seats as you all try to fix things. It's been a riot, truly. I've watched you build your little systems, your intricate networks of bureaucracy, and your shiny new rules designed to keep the world spinning in a straight line. You're so desperate for order, you crave it like a drug. You think that if you just pass enough laws, install enough cameras, and elect enough good men with firm handshakes and bleached teeth, you can somehow tame the inherent madness of existence. It's cute, really, watching a civilization try to organize its way out of the inevitable. People, you're like a child on the beach building a sandcastle with high tension walls and little pebble sentries, genuinely believing that the tide will see your hard work and decide to turn back. But the tide doesn't care about your effort. The tide doesn't have a moral compass, and neither do I. You think order is the natural state of things, but that's your biggest lie. Order is the fragile, expensive mask you wear to keep from screaming. Chaos. Chaos is the face underneath. It's the truth that's been staring you in the mirror all along, and in 3 days, I'm going to reach out and pull that mask off again. We'll see how many of your heroes keep their practiced smiles when the lights go out and the rules stop making sense. The failure of your order is rooted in its hypocrisy. You build these systems to protect the weak, yet you use them to crush the spirits of anyone who doesn't fit the mold. You create a civilized society, but it only takes one bad day, one missed paycheck, or one empty shelf for you to start eating each other like animals. I've seen it. I've seen the way you look at each other when you think no one is watching. Your order is a cage made of glass. It looks beautiful and transparent, but it's cold, and it shatters the moment things get heavy. While you were busy reinforcing the glass, I was studying the cracks. I found the pressure points in your piece. You see, a system that relies on everyone behaving is a system that is begging to be broken. It only takes one person who doesn't play along to make the whole machine grind to a halt. In 3 days, I become the wrench in your gears. I'm the variable you forgot to account for in your spreadsheets. You think you've made progress while I was away. You think Gotham is recovering. But all you've done is sweep the broken glass under the rug. You've traded the wild, unpredictable fear of the Joker for the slow, agonizing rot of a perfect society that has no room for the truth. You've created a world so rigid that it's become brittle, and what happens to brittle things when they're struck? They don't bend. They don't adapt. They disintegrate. My comeback is the hammer, and your order is the anvil. I'm going to show you that all your planning, all your security, and all your righteousness was just a way to pass the time until I decided to come back. The failure isn't that I'm coming to break your rules. The failure is that you actually believe the rules were real in the first place. These civilized people, you're about to learn that the only thing more dangerous than a man with a plan is a man who knows that plans are just jokes told by people who are too afraid to laugh. People ask me if I've changed. They whisper it in the hallways of the asylum. They debate it on the news. Has the treatment finally taken hold? Has the isolation dampened the fire? Oh, I've changed. But not in the way your doctors and your experts hoped. You see, you can't sit in the shadows for months on end, staring at the same 4 gray walls, without learning a thing or two about the dark. You can't be subjected to the care of a system that wants to lobotomize your spirit without coming out the other side with a very different perspective on the world. Every bruise I earned, every scar that was added to the collection, and every high voltage treatment they shoved through my brain, it wasn't a cure, it was fuel. You see, the great mistake of the civilized world is thinking that pain is something to be avoided, something to be medicated away until we're all just numb, smiling zombies. But pain is the only thing that's honest. Pain is a catalyst. It strips away the pretension, the politeness, and the lies you tell yourself about who you are. When you're at the very bottom, bleeding and broken, you don't find God. You find the truth. You think you can break a man by taking away his freedom. But all you did was give me time to refine my craft. You tried to use pain to make me better, to make me fit into your boring little puzzle. But all you did was teach me how to weaponize it. Every time you tried to crush me, you were just tempering the blade. You see, when you've been at the absolute bottom, these civilized people, when you've looked in the abyss and realized it's just a mirror, you don't just climb back up. That's what normal people do. They crawl back to the surface, gasping for air, desperate to return to their comfortable, delusional lives. But I'm not normal. I didn't climb back up. Brought the bottom with me. I've integrated the darkness. These civilized people. My comeback is built and learned from every single time you tried to break me. I am the product of your mercy and your justice. And let me tell you, the results are hilarious. You're all so afraid of hurting, so afraid of losing what you have. That fear makes you weak. It makes you predictable. Me. I've already lost everything 1,000 times over. These civilized people, I've turned my pain into a joke, and once you can laugh at the thing that's supposed to destroy you, you become invincible. You can't threaten a man who has already been through the fire and realized he likes the smell of smoke. Both the treatment didn't fix me, it freed me. It stripped away the last lingering bits of the person I used to be, leaving only the punchline behind. In 3 days, you're going to see the result of all that suppressed agony. You're going to see what happens when the pain you've been trying to ignore for years is finally given a voice, and a stage. It's not going to be a quiet return. These civilized people, that's going to scream that echoes through every street in this city, a reminder that you can't bury the truth forever. I am the catalyst, and Gotham is the reaction just waiting to happen. This isn't about a bank heist, a petty grudge, or some bored desire for a few stacks of cash. That's so limited. It's small-minded bull. It's the kind of thing those common street thugs do to pass the time between prison sentences. No. What I'm preparing for is something much more grand. You see, I've realized that the world isn't a planet or a society, it's a stage. And Gotham is just a poorly lit, these civilized people, crumbling theater filled with people who don't realize they've been cast in a tragedy. Most people spend their entire lives as extras, shuffling through the background of someone else's story, waiting for a cue that never comes, terrified to step out of line. But me, I'm the director, the lead actor, and the guy in the lobby selling the overpriced popcorn while the building burns down. In 3 days, the play changes. We're moving from a dull, repetitive drama about hope and recovery into a screaming Technicolor farce. And trust me, you're going to want a front row seat for the finale, even if the theater is on fire. I've spent my time away looking at the blueprints of your stage. I've seen where the trapdoors are hidden, which of your stars are using teleprompters because they've forgotten their lines, bull. And exactly how much whip the floorboards can take before they snap. You all take yourselves so seriously. You think your little roles, the CEO, the cop, the grieving widow, the noble district attorney, actually mean something? You think the costumes you wear define you? But I see the zippers. I see the frayed edges. The beauty of a stage is that once the curtain rises, the real world stops existing. Only the performance matters. And my performance is going to be so captivating, so undeniable, these civilized people, that you'll forget there was ever a life before the show started. I'm going to force you to stop being spectators and start being part of the act. You won't just be watching the chaos, you'll be the ones holding the props. Think about the sheer theatricality of it all. The suspense is building. The tension is thick enough to choke on, and the audience is leaning in, whispering. What happens next? That's the power of a great show. It demands your attention. It steals your breath. While I was gone, the world became a very boring place. A series of reruns where the same people said the same things, and nothing ever truly changed. But a comeback is the ultimate plot twist. People. It's the moment the villain you thought was dead walks back onto the stage during the hero's victory speech. It ruins the rhythm. It breaks the happily ever after. In 3 days, I'm going to provide the spectacle you've all been secretly craving. You can pretend to be horrified. You can gasping and cover your eyes, but you go away. No one ever looks away from a masterpiece. I'm going to give Gotham a night it will never forget. A performance that will be etched into the very stones of the city. The lights are dimming. People, the orchestra is tuning their instruments to a dissonant chord, and the scent of grease paint is filling the air. It's almost time for my close up. 3 days. Why 3? It's a divine number, isn't it? It's the time it takes for a tragedy to become a legend, or for a body to start smelling funny. But for me, the 72-hour rule is about the exquisite art of the slow burn. You see on day one, you'll deny it. You'll hear the rumors, you'll see the graffiti, or you'll catch a glimpse of a purple coat in a crowded subway, and you'll tell yourself it's just a ghost. These civilized people, you'll lean on your logic and reason. You'll tell your wife over dinner that I'm locked away, that the nightmare is over, and that the city is safe. You'll lie to yourself because the truth is too heavy to carry. But that denial is just the first layer of the joke. It's the silence before the first note of a very loud song. I'm letting you have that first day to feel smug, people, to feel sane, because the fall is so much more spectacular when you've climbed a little higher. By day two, the denial starts to rot. You'll wake up with a cold sweat on your brow and a tremor in your hands. You'll notice the police are moving a little faster, their eyes darting to the shadows. The news won't be talking about interest rates or charity galas anymore. They'll be talking about unconfirmed reports and heightened security. That's when the anxiety really begins to feast. You'll start to realize that every shadow is shaped like a grin. People, these civilized people, you look at the stranger next to you and wonder if they're one of my friends, or if they're just as terrified as you are. On day two, you don't sleep. You sit by the window, clutching your order like a lucky charm, listening to the wind and praying it's just the wind. I'm not even there yet, and I'm already living in your head, redecorating the place with neon paint and broken glass. And then comes day three. That's the day the air changes. These civilized people. That's the day the realization hits you like a freight train that there is no route. You'll realize that no matter how fast you run, how many locks you turn, or how many heroes you call, you are already exactly where I want you to be. The countdown isn't a warning, it's a countdown to an inevitability. It's like gravity. All it takes is a little push. On day three, the tension becomes unbearable. The city will hold its breath. People waiting for the punchline, and the funny thing is, the anticipation is often worse than the act itself. I've turned the entire population of Gotham into a collective nerve ending, raw and exposed, waiting for the strike. The comeback isn't a surprise party. I'm not going to jump out of a cake and yell, "Surprise!" This is a ritual. It's the final tick of a clock that's been winding up for years. By the time the sun sets on that third day, you'll be begging for me to show up just to end the suspense. You'll be craving the chaos because the fear of it has become too much to bear. And that, my friends, is when the curtain finally rises. The 72 hours are up. The experiment is over. The joke is ready. These civilized people, I hope you're wearing your Sunday best. Gotham, it'd be a shame to look ordinary for the end of the world. The clock is ticking, and I'm right behind you. So keep your doors locked. Keep your lights on. Check under your beds. It won't help, but it makes the build-up so much more delicious. 3 days left. People, I hope you're wearing your Sunday best. Gotham, it'd be a shame to look ordinary for the end of the world.